Have you ever had an anxiety attack? And if you did, would you know really what it was? That's what I'm talking about today. What does an anxiety attack feel like? I can tell you because I've had them many times throughout the years. So come on in, listen to the symptoms so you can figure out if this is happening to you. Come on. Anxiety attacks are a scary thing. I have had them for many years. I had my first attack when I was a teenager, and I've had them off and on since then. Now, because I take better care of myself, I don't have them as often. They are a little different than a panic attack. And if you suffer from panic attacks and anxiety attacks, then you know that they feel a little different. They also have different characteristics. So, today I'm talking about anxiety attacks because I want you to be clear exactly what's happening to you, because for many years I was not. It was well into my college years when I took a psychology course that I found out what an anxiety attack was, what a panic attack was, what anxiety disorder was, what OCD was. And for many years I suffered from those things and did not even know what was happening to me. I don't want that to happen to you. So I'm going to tell you exactly what it feels like to have an anxiety attack. And you need to be clear about what's happening to you so that you can pinpoint it and actually get the help you need when it happens. So let's get into some of the symptoms that I have experienced. So initially, when I have an anxiety attack, everything seems dark and gloomy. So I remember when I was in college, which was many years ago, I took some NoDoz. I don't know if anybody knows what NoDoz is, but NoDoz is a pill that is like a caffeine pill to keep you up. And so I had a lot of studying to do. I took a NoDoz pill and then I drank coffee, caffeinated coffee. And that induced an anxiety attack for me because I was already predispositioned for anxiety, and that just took me over the top and pushed me over the cliff. And I remember that I was sitting in my class and all of a sudden everything went dark and gloomy. I felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. Everything was sad. It was like a cloud came and just sat on my head and it would not move. And that was the beginning of that anxiety attack for me. Have you ever felt that before? It was very scary because it just happened all of a sudden. And I couldn't understand why until I remembered that I had the NoDoz pills and the caffeine. And that for me was what caused that anxiety attack at that particular time. You feel very anxious and extremely sad. That goes along with that dark and gloomy feeling. And it's not just depression. It's that feeling of horrible fear and nervousness that goes along with it. That may be a telltale sign that you are having an anxiety attack. You have constant thoughts of looming doom or danger. That's the fear, right? Coming up in your body. And it stays, that feeling stays. That is what an anxiety attack feels like for me. And it lasts much longer than a panic attack, as I said before, because I have had anxiety attacks that have lasted anywhere from a week to 2 weeks. I was just in it for that time, feeling this heavy sense of a cloud on me. Especially after that incident I just talked about where I said I had the pill and the caffeine. After that, it took a couple weeks before I felt normal again. It was very weird. It didn't alarm me to a great extent because I had had those kind of attacks before. And I already knew how they work, you know? So that's why I'm trying to give you these symptoms so that you understand it, so that you're not so alarmed when it happens and you understand what's happening to you. You may feel restless and have trouble concentrating. Of course, if you feel doom and gloom, if you feel nervous, if you're having sadness and depression, and if you're feeling like a cloud is sitting on you, then you're probably going to have trouble concentrating. And that is what happens to me every time I have an anxiety attack. It's very hard for me to pay attention to things. And during that time when I was in school, that was very debilitating for me because I needed to study. And of course, it was hard for me to do so with these horrible feelings and these horrible thoughts of doom and all of these other things going on. So that may be a sign that you're having an anxiety attack. You don't feel like yourself. Well, of course, if these things are happening, you're not going to feel like yourself. But this is a different type of feeling. It's like, I know I don't usually feel this way, and I know who I am, and I know how my personality is. This is not me. I liken it to when I hear women talk about having postpartum depression after giving birth. When they describe that and how long it lasts for them, because some women say it lasts for months and some women say it lasts for weeks, that is kind of what my anxiety attacks feel like. And any woman out there who has experienced postpartum depression would be able to relate to what I'm talking about when I say that you don't feel like yourself. It's very, very concerning when that happens to you. If these things have happened to you before, these symptoms, and you weren't quite sure why, then now you could perhaps go to your doctor and ask them for some kind of diagnosis for anxiety to see if you're having anxiety attacks. It's very important that you do this because I don't want you to be caught off guard and feel like your life is just kind of completely spun out of control. With my experience, they do go away, they do fade. But during that time when they're happening, it's awful. There is help though. And next week, I'm doing a whole video about treatment for anxiety attacks. What you can do about them, what you can do to prevent them, the things that I have done to stop them from happening to me, because I've been able to change my life and my lifestyle to an extent where I'm not as affected by them as much. And I'm also educating myself constantly so that when they do happen, I am aware of what I can do and how to take control of my life so that they don't overwhelm me and cause debilitating symptoms that keep me from doing what I need to get done on a daily basis. So please look for that video next week. If you have any questions about the symptoms that I talked about, please comment. And if you have any symptoms that you have experienced that I did not talk about, please also leave those in the comments and share them with the community so that we all can benefit, just in case somebody else is experiencing symptoms that I did not mention. Come back, like, subscribe, check out my other playlists for anxiety. The playlist is very good. Please check it out. It has all kinds of remedies and great holistic things you can do for your anxiety and OCD. Take care of yourself, people, please. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate it. And I will talk to you next time.